Hi, I'm Dave Cronk, and welcome to another episode of Everything Concrete. Today we're at the home office of Ray Morgan Company in Roseville, California. Ray Morgan Company decided that they wanted an acid stain look in both their lobby and their showroom floor. When we originally did the stained floor here, it just didn't meet their expectations for a stained floor, so now we're going to come back and basically put a new skin coat of concrete over top of this and redo the whole stain work. But to get started with this project, we need to rough up the surface. We take an abrasive pad, these are called like a screen, a sanding screen, which basically scratches the surface of the concrete, basically roughening up and getting the tooth here acceptable for the new cement. This is an example basically is what we're doing. We're taking some of that sealer right off the concrete surface. Once this material is all roughed up and once the surface has been prepared properly, now we can go ahead and start putting the cement layer over top. Stick with me, I got a lot more to show you. Well, now that a lot of the sanding is done, we got the floor prepped, we need to make sure that all that dust material that's built up from all that sanding is up off the floor. The important thing is, if that floor has dust and we go to put the cements down, we may not get that bond that we're looking for. So it's good to make sure that we go through, clean all the dust off first. Okay, now that the floor's been prepped and scratched, we've got the surface ready for the cement coatings. We're going to go with a company called Colormaker. They make a lot of different coating products in cement that go over top of existing concrete surfaces. The two we're going to be using today are named Scrofino and Penamento. The first one, which is going to be our primer coat, is called Scrofino. Let me show you how we mix this up. Basically, we take a product called CP1000. It's their primer. It's an acrylic, it's a polymer blend of glues that we're going to be adding to this cement material. Once these are two blended together, then we're going to go ahead inside and pour it out onto the floor and move it around with a magic trowel. This particular product basically is a squeegee coat application that goes over the entire surface of the concrete. And then from there, we start with our second coat tomorrow. To get started, basically what we do is we have to mix a powdered cement with a glue. It's called polymer, and it's a material that's like an Elmer's glue almost, and it makes it really stick very good to the concrete surface. This, which is basically the cement material, we've added to about 4.5 liters of glue. Let me get started. I'll show you exactly what we got to do. We're going to take about half of this right now.
We're looking for the consistency of pancake batter. By doing so, will give us that flowability that'll really make that floor look nice and smooth.
Okay, now we're ready for the Scrofino. Basically, this material is going to be poured out just like pancake batter all over the floor here, and we're going to pull it with a squeegee. Basically, this is a product called magic trowel, and we just drag it across the floor and leave a little bit of this material, just enough so that we get a good tooth for the Penamento, which is going to be the next coat. Real easy product to work with. It goes a long way. And all we're going to do is just get a single coat layer right over top of the floor. Get it right up against the edges. Now we're going to go over this with another coat of concrete. So really all I want to do is make sure I pull this nice and tight. And as you can see, it leaves a perfect coating of material down, which is a great primer surface for the Penamento. When you're putting down concrete like this, you got to realize that this has glue in it. So if you're going to be using tools that have a polymer blend in them, make sure you keep them clean, because in a short period of time, this stuff glues to the tool and you can't get it off. There's a good side to that, because you know it won't come off the concrete when you put it down. Tomorrow, basically, we're going to come back over and coat the entire area again with coat number 2. And that cement is the one that we're going to be staining on. And that will be troweled down to a buttery smooth finish. So come on back tomorrow. We'll show you exactly what that looks like. Okay, here we are at day 2 of the job at Ray Morgan Company, putting an overlay down on the existing concrete slab. We're going to be staining that, but now we've only got 1 coat of concrete down. We need 1 more coat of this overlay material put down. That's called pentimento. For more details about how to apply these products to you can always go out to davecronk.com and get more information about technical assistance on how to apply these products. Now what we've got is basically the first layer of concrete down, dry, and we're putting a layer of polymer glue over top of it. It's going to sandwich between that final layer of overlay material that we're going to put down called pentimento. So once this is dry, we can get started on the overlay material.
So to start with, this is some real sticky material. I like working this product down 1 bucket at a time. As you can see, the guys are using a turbo roller which gauges this product out to about 1/8 of an inch across the floor. Make sure that when you put this product down, you work yourself an exit plan, because you certainly wouldn't want to work your way into the corner.
Well, the material's down on the ground and set now for about an hour. Before we have a chance to get out here with our knee boards and our trowel, we want to let this micro topping sit up for a little bit. Otherwise, it's just moving around wet potatoes and it just doesn't want to work well. Now that it's had a chance to set up and get a little bit firm, we can get out here on our knee boards and basically come across in an arcing motion and basically level out all the top ridges of this material. And once this settles out now, we're going to have a glass-like finish across the whole floor, which is a large transformation from what it used to look like. Okay, here we are at day 3 here at Ray Morgan Company in Roseville, California. Our floor is ready for stain and we're going to get going right away. I just wanted to mention that this floor, the pentimento product from Colormaker, makes for a great canvas. In as little as 2 days, we've been able to put down this cement material, lightly sand it, and get started on the stains. When it comes to the stains, basically we take our first coat and apply it with a typical bug sprayer. These sprayers basically put a mist of that color down and we work it in with a soft bristle broom, agitating it down into the concrete. All the other colors that we're going to put down, we're going to use an airless sprayer to give a nice gentle edge to each of the different layers of colors. For more information on how to do these colors, go out to our website, davecronk.com, for tips and tricks on how to do it right. When you're working with these water-based stains and you're doing small areas at a time, try not to be real linear with your lines. You want to make sure that you random these lines out, and so that you're not creating rows or crop rows in the floor, because they will show up, because really you're doubling that stain over top of those areas that you've originally stained first. So make sure that when you're putting your stains down, don't create lines that go back and forth. Create a sort of a wave pattern that goes across the floor and layer that way, because if you don't do that, you're going to have overlaps that those colors are now going to have 2 coats instead of just 1. When you're putting this product down, make sure that you work the stain into the concrete. The reason being is you're trying to get a good tooth and make sure that the stain bites really well to this overlay material. When you're doing it also too, work it all the way until it's almost dry. It won't take too long, but make sure that you put this color down and move it around with the broom until it's dry so you avoid having any brush marks with the broom. Okay, as you can see for this floor, I did some lines here to kind of get an idea on how I'm going to be separating these colors out. From a technical side, what we've really done here is taken and put this first color down with a broom and a bug sprayer. Moved it around and got that base color really worked into the concrete. Every other color after this is going to be done with an airless sprayer. Why? Simply because it gets a nice feathered edge and you don't really have too many lines. And the way they overlap one another, it has a nice soft feel to it. I'm going to go light to dark in my colors, and I'm going to go from an opaque color stain to a very translucent color. I'm even going to add in some metallics to really kick it up a notch.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, basically right now we're going to go to our second color of about 4 or 5 that we're going to put on the floor. We want to make sure that when we mix these colors up, we're going to go light to dark with these colors. The reason you go light to dark typically is so that you get depth of field. When all these colors are built up, you have more depth as you look through all the colors. So I'll start out with these light colors like that yellow ochre I have on the floor now. Green, actually, this mossy color green, is a strong color. And it's only going to be a hint of color that I'm going to have on the floor. And eventually this will get covered up by all the other colors. But I'm going to leave a little bit of a hint so that way customer's satisfied, because they're always right.